Belle, you're back. I've already got the TV set up to record it. What about you? Got anything coming up for the next 2 days?
Recording? What are you planning to do?
If I didn't know better... Wait, don't tell me. You've forgotten what's happening soon?
I think I remember. Nicole's lawsuit.
That's right.
The Vision demolition case proceedings begin in a couple of days.
Our old buddy Nicole is gonna be on TV. She's representing the Canvas Street residents in court. Even though we can't be there taking the stand, we played our part in cracking Vision's case. I think it's worth recording the trial.
Oh, and maybe we can sell her a compilation of all our hottest courtroom scenes.
That's not a bad idea. Redo TV is streaming it right now. If you're not doing anything, you should watch it with me.
Welcome to this special preview of the Vision demolition case. I'm reporting to you live from the helicopter pad atop Janus Quarters Security Bureau. In a few moments, Charles Perlman, the accused, the cunning hares representing the citizenry, and others involved in the case, will, as is typical, travel to the new Eridu Supreme Court to await trial via the Special Court of Law airship. The court proceedings will be streamed in full, and citizens are encouraged to follow the proceedings from home.
Nicole, the airship is almost here, and you still haven't finished packing.
And on that note, Nicole, do you really need to pack so many things for court?
What do you know? The whole city's following this case. In other words, it's a chance for us to make a name for ourselves. So, of course, I want to make sure I'm putting my best and prettiest face forward. I'm not kidding. I even printed off some flyers about us to pass around to potential clients out in the gallery.
Nicole, that's your phone. Sounds like a message.
Thank you.
Huh? Nicole, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Don't tell me. It's another debt collection message from one of our loan sharks.
Nuh-uh. Put a sock in it, Nekomata. We don't owe anybody any money these days. Except for Faithin. And those other 5 loan sharks.
Why are there more debts than last month?
Nicole, what's going on? Who's that message from just now?
What's going on? Who is that? So many messages. And they're all blank?
Ugh, I can't take it anymore.
Which are all likely to be at the center of debate during the trial. Next, we have a special guest.
I thought Perlman's crimes were so outrageous that the trial would just be a formality. I never thought they'd have to debate every single detail. No wonder Nicole's been so worried about this case.
Faithin!
Hello there, proxies.
Nicole, Anby, what are you two doing here?
Aren't you supposed to be catching an airship to the Supreme Court today, Nicole?
That was the plan, but I think there's something I need to discuss with you first, or else I'll be distracted in court.
What's going on, Nicole? What do you want to talk about?
Faithin, remember how you asked me a while back to help you track down the hacker Rain? And decrypt the Bellobog Heavy Industries memory unit?
Hang on. Are you telling me your conscience has finally overcome you due to you two not being as close as you claimed?
Of course not! You can doubt anything about me, but not my connections. Even if Rain is the hottest new thing on internet, she will still back me up. It's just some weird stuff's been happening to her recently.
Do I smell a conspiracy?
I can't say right now whether or not it's a conspiracy. Basically, it's just this. Lots of us who are close with Rain, including me, get messages from her every now and then. But they're all blank. At first, we didn't think anything of it. But then it continued for a couple weeks. And worse, apart from these messages, it's like she's disappeared into thin air. And it feels like things are getting worse. She used to send one every few days, max. But she's already sent 5 or 6 this morning.
That does sound strange.
Barry, can you take a look at these messages from Rain and check to see if they really are blank?
Of course, Master. Master, analysis confirms these messages contain absolutely no additional content at all. However, the sender's location is not encrypted. After analysis, the coordinates show the messages were sent near the Ballet Twins buildings.
Hold on. Did you say the Ballet Twins?
What's wrong, Nicole? You've gone completely pale. Is there something wrong with that building?
You must not care much for urban legends, Proxy. The Ballet Twins are a set of 2 towers, and lately, there have been popular rumors of paranormal events happening there. People say that there's...
Quit it, Ambi! Enough! Anyways, fact of the matter is, those 2 towers were swallowed up by a hollow years ago. Ordinary people can't transmit data in and out of the hollows like you two. So how could Rain's messages be coming from there?
Based on her capabilities, I don't think Fairy would be mistaken. Hey, Belle. Seeing as how we're urgently trying to find Rain, and since Nicole is so upset by this, what do you say we go over to the Ballet Twins and have a look around?
You want to go investigate? You're getting very brave these days, Wise. You must have been watching my movie collection.
You forced me to watch all those thrillers with you, Belle. Do we really have to discuss this again? Nicole, we'll go check on Rain's location, but we're likely to end up in a hollow. Can you lend us Ambi and the others?
Of course. It's not like I'll need them in court anyway. Oh yeah, this is for you. It might come in handy.
Nicole, in this picture, is the girl with the backpack Rain?
Huh? Is something wrong?
She's a regular at our video store. Wow, I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover.
If you want to talk about hidden identities, doesn't Faith then use the video store the same way? Anyway, I'll leave Rain to you because I've got a blimp to catch.
Proxy, I'll take Billy and Nekomata with me. Meet us later near the Ballet Twins. Goodbye.
We made it. But where are the Ballet Twins?
Just across the river inside the hollow.
Did that hacker's message really come from the hollow? Wait! Look above the hollow!
That's the top of the Ballet Twins! So that's it! I'd heard the companion hollow had shrunk recently, and that's left the top of the building exposed.
So that means Nicole got that bizarro message from there, right?
Even if that's true, What was Rain doing in a place like that? Okay, team. First, let's think of a way we can get ourselves up there. We're here.
The ballet twins.
Ooh. Impressive. This place is cold, huh?
Yeah, it may look all glitzy. Something doesn't feel right.
Be careful, everyone. This thick fog in here. It may hold danger.
Ew, that almost made me jump.
I don't think we should stick around here. Let's hurry up and find her.
I got you.
Come with me. We'll take the elevator up.
frustrating. She was clearly laughing at us.
But I don't have a comeback.
Don't dwell on that. Let's get rid of these ethereals first.
A shadow just flashed by!
Did he go upstairs?
After it.
Quit moving!
Corrupted bandit, ruthless fiend, spiked shoulders, powerful arms, and sharp claws. These are all dangerous assets in combat. While it is in its frenzied state, it is best not to face it head-on.
You can't escape. Watch it back.
Copy that.
Starlight Knights, assemble!
Fall back.
Leave it to Billy!
You need a Nicole?
At your command.
Move over! Time for the real show!
Let's take this way back.
There's ethereals here too!
The ballet twins were lost in a hollow ages ago. Looks like they've been reduced to an ethereal layer.
I can't believe there's ethereals living better than us! I'd love to have Nicole come and see this.
From what I know of Nicole, she'd never come here.
You're right.
We're back in the lobby from earlier.
We can take the elevator.
Manager, where are we going now?
This is as high as the elevator can take us. There's a fissure in the lobby that leads upwards. But it looks like we'll have to take a detour.
I want to help you! Yeah? Are you sure we haven't taken this route before?
Every corridor does look very similar. It reminds me of this crime film. The culprit took advantage of similar circumstances to commit murders.
Can we
Right
now? This place twists and turns like a maze. Plus it's cold and damp. Way worse than all the other hollows. Oh, I hope the kneecaps I just replaced don't rust.
I hope you didn't get cheap parts, Billy. That's why I stay away from budget restaurants and save my stomach the hassle.
What's wrong, Envy?
Ever since we set foot in here, I feel like someone or something has been watching us.
Same! I got goosebumps as soon as we got here. And I keep feeling something slithering around down by our feet. I just felt it again!
Hey, watch the tails!
Oh, my bad. Hey, manager, couldn't you tell what was going on in the surrounding area and other hollows? Can you see anything now?
Sorry, it's a little hard to do now. Not only is this building full of fissures, the hollow data is outdated. We'll need to collect some new data as we explore. Hang on. What's moving over there? Ethereals. Take them out.
Where the heck did these pests come from?
I don't feel like fighting them. All these ethereals are making me feel kind of sick.
Not good. It's my turn. Don't worry, everyone will get their share.
Watch your back!
Roger.
Time to sharpen my claws!
Standing by. Eliminating target.
My bullets never lose sight of their target.
Why don't you have a taste of my claws? We did it.
Anby, what you felt. That was the ethereals, right?
Not sure. Was it?
So, manager, where should we go from here?
Hang on. Let me check.
Officers, I thought that was gonna take my nose off.
Those? Scissors? Who's there?
all very skilled. It's no wonder you're able to walk around the building unhindered. But please, stop there.
A wolf siren.
The ballet twins are private property and are currently closed to visitors. I will allow you 30 seconds to explain your presence before I decide whether or not... In short, this place is not currently open to the public, and I'm sure I have stressed. Both the floors and one's weapon should be kept in pristine condition, have I not?
Sorry, Mr. Lycon. I'm really sorry.
So tired.
Ellen, stay on task. Professionalism.
Coming.
Corin? Is that you? Huh? Oh, Miss Nakamata! And the investigator!
Corin, do you know them?
Yes, Mr. Lycon. They're the nice people who helped me out of the hollow that time.
I see then. Rena, for now you may stand down.
As you wish.
When did you...
You're quite a perceptive young lady. You almost saw me.
She means you were way off. Way off, way off.
If you aren't mere trespassers, that makes things easier. Allow me to introduce ourselves. We are Victoria Housekeeping.
Victoria Housekeeping. Never heard of you.
Hey, Ambi. Before I met Corin, I never heard of them either. But you're being so blunt. You'll embarrass them.
What a considerate young lady. But there is no need. Victoria Housekeeping primarily serves a small number of high-net-worth individuals in New Eridu and does not aim for popularity amongst the general public.
I feel like we're being looked down on. But I can't think of a comeback.
Everyone, please allow me to apologize on behalf of my companions. I am the head of Victoria Housekeeping, Von Lycon. We have been employed by the owners of the Ballet Twins to provide maintenance services here today.
The owners? But I heard the Ballet Brothers who built that went bankrupt ages ago.
You are correct. The Ballet Twins are indeed in a long-term state of foreclosure. The Lemnian Hollow's activity has waned as of late, and the city administration is interested in eliminating the sub-hollow here. My employer expects the building to appreciate in value, which is why he put down a deposit.
Investing in buildings inside a hollow. Is that how rich people think? Well, whatever they're thinking. Thanks to that guy, we got to see Corin again. Miss Nakamata, investigator. I'm glad to see you again, too. But what are you doing here? This is the Master's property. The association shouldn't have any missions here. Well, you see...
Corin, the answer's obvious, isn't it? But forget that for now. Do you have anything I can use to kill time? My phone died.
I don't think I have. Wait, Ellen, you said the answer is obvious. You mean...
She means that our guests aren't really investigators.
Huh? Not investigators?
Looks like other than Corin, they've all figured out something is up.
There is no need to be so wary. Victoria Housekeeping is duty-bound to only our employers. We have no interest in unauthorized personnel within the Hollows, and not to mention, you helped Corin. Moving forward, if you are willing to be truthful with us, we will do our utmost to assist.
All right then, I'll be straight with you. I'm actually a proxy.
Well, I didn't expect you to be the legendary proxy Phaethon, and you're here to look for a missing friend.
come across anyone while working in the building, Lycon?
As much as we'd like to help you, the official carrot provided to us is outdated and is unable to give us an accurate picture of what's going on inside the building.
Sorry to interrupt, Belle, but we've got a situation. Nicole just called. She says she didn't realize until she got to the landing pad that all members of the Cunning Hares were registered to take the stand. The court is requiring Billy and the others to attend.
So, we gotta take the airship too? But what about helping the manager look for Rain?
I apologize for eavesdropping, but I have a proposition. What if the proxy works with us? The proxy is looking for someone, and our obsolete holodata is hindering our work. I believe it'll be to our mutual benefit to work together.
Aren't I an outsider? Is it okay for me to be inside your master's building?
You needn't worry. Master has entrusted us with all building-related matters during its maintenance. In any case, considering Phaethon's reputation, I am certain our master will be pleased to make your acquaintance. For now, however, getting your friends out of the Hollow seems to be the more pressing matter. We can head further into the building together after you finish your business.